Hi there. You think you've been wronged, don't you? You think other people have treated you really badly. Well, it's probably true. Somebody has treated you badly, or lots of people have treated you badly. And so you feel miserable, and you feel as if you've been rubbished and made light of, or as if you just don't matter to people, as if they just don't take you seriously enough, as if they just don't treat you right. They don't know what's going on in your mind and how much you need the respect and being taken seriously and understood. And you isolate yourself. You tell yourself, well, I can't carry on working with these people or talking to these people or relating to them at all. But of course it stays on your mind. You can't just isolate yourself and not talk to people again and again and again each time something goes wrong with them. If you've really been wronged and something has been changed in your life so that you had no choice and you had to stand aside from a situation, or you had to stop relating to some people, you will know that you need to make a new start, and you'll spend years trying to sort it out and resolve it and overcome it. But that's not the kind of wronging I'm talking about. I'm talking about the little wrongs, the misunderstandings, the slights that we feel all the time, every day. And we like to think we're above and beyond it, and people will know who we are and they'll treat us right. But what we forget is that everybody is in the same boat, and we're all looking out for how other people are treating us, and we're all worried that people aren't being nice enough to us or not respectful enough of us. So there are a lot of chances and opportunities for misunderstandings, and some of us are so keen to test out whether we are being treated right that we create situations in which other people are going to fail, and they're not going to give us exactly what we think we deserve. And when we don't get what we deserve, then that's proof that they've done us a wrong and that we have been slighted, and then that's proof that the world isn't treating us right and that we should really set ourselves against it, or that we should get even and we should take revenge or let people know how much they've hurt us. But the likeliest situation is that we have actually not given the other person a proper chance. We haven't explained to them what our expectations were, or we have given confusing messages to them. And so we've set up a situation in which things would go wrong. And it is almost always worth figuring this out and checking up on it and setting the record straight, going back to the person and saying, I felt bad about what happened there, because this is what I intended and that is what you did. And so it seems to me as if you didn't really respect me, or you didn't really treat me very well. And more often than not, when we do this, the other person will say, I'm really sorry I hurt your feelings, but I didn't intend that, I didn't mean to do it. This is what happened for me, and then we've got two sides of the story, and we can work things out. That's a fair way of doing things. But if, when the other person says, I'm sorry, I misunderstood, or I think maybe you played some part in this misunderstanding too, if when that happens, the other person or you turn away, then we have cut off communication and we're acting in a way that alienates us from other people rather than bringing us closer. Now, of course, the other person might do that too. If we go to a person and we say, you know, that was a very miserable experience for me. What I would have wanted for you to do is to listen to me or to, help me with this or that, and you didn't, and I felt very let down by that. If we say it kindly, then very likely, normally, they'll respond kindly. But of course, if they don't respond kindly, and they get angry with you, or they turn away, or they're superior, then I think you get a clue that it isn't you who went wrong, but it is them who are in the wrong. So use those simple ways of checking what's actually happened. Don't assume, don't jump to conclusions, don't think it's the other person's fault, and don't think you should need to blame yourself either. But when you feel unhappy about a conflict with somebody, go check it out. Go find out whether they're happy to say, I'm sorry you feel that way, and let's find out what really went on. Or whether they disdain you, in which case maybe they're not a good person to talk to in the future. But bear in mind that you might also be the origin of this problem, and that they might find it very difficult when you're reproaching them when their experience is that they actually have wronged you. So quite often there are two parties who feel wronged, and in that situation, having the capacity to let go and to try again and to give the other person the benefit of the doubt is usually a good way forward. Now, believe me, I know that sometimes that is not the right thing to do. Sometimes there are people who really cut you down and who deliberately try to hurt you and harm you. And when you come across that situation, it's important not to try again and again and make the same mistake over and over, thinking they'll change when they won't. But there are very few people like that, and most people are reasonable. So try again and try to sort things out, because otherwise you isolate yourself, and that's not a good way to feel about yourself or the other people in your life. Make the first effort and see what happens. Good luck to you, my friend.